Hey, welcome to our online interest event. I'm Nick.
And I'm Emily, and we are so excited that you have taken the time out of your Sunday to join us for this. We hope you're excited for all we're about to share with you about Rally Church.
Come on. So we're launching Rally Church in Gainesville, Florida. Hopefully this fall. Our launch date is supposed to be September 13th at Oak Hall School off Tower Road. And so God willing, we get through all this coronavirus craziness and we can launch this fall, September 13th, Rally Church, Gainesville, Florida. Come on, get ready to rally. We're really excited about it.
So, and right now we're just taking it day by day, just like you at home. We're spending a lot of time here. This is our home. Welcome to our living room.
Hey, welcome.
This is where we run Rally Church right now. So we hope that you are going to have fun hanging in there with us, the way that we're doing things just digitally. It's been quite an experience to just kind of turn our church launch into this. So
Yeah. If this is your first time with us, thank you so much for being with us, seriously, that you would invest your time on a Sunday morning or Sunday evening or whenever you're watching this after the fact, that you would take your time just to look into us, maybe get some questions answered. Really, truly does mean the world to me. So just thank you so much for taking some time with us today.
So if you're joining us, I'm sure one of your biggest questions is, why are you starting Rally Church? So we are going to answer that for you.
So I've preached in front of thousands of people, and I've had the privilege of leading a lot of people to Christ. But my life didn't start there. I grew up going to church, and I hated every single second of it. And I know some of you are out there that you were just like me. I say I had a drug problem. I used to get drugged to church. That's an old pastor joke for you. But it was awful. The music was terrible. The people were mean. They sang about joy, but they didn't even know. I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my... Where? They didn't even know. They didn't tell their... the music was bad. The people were mean. The preaching, they had great hearts. They were great people. But it just put me to sleep, man. I hated it. I thought God was a joke. And the church was useless. And so that really led to me living a really dark, empty, broken, addicted kind of lifestyle until I got invited to a church by someone who I really looked up to. And he said, hey man, come check out this church with me. But you need to know it's meeting in an elementary school cafetorium. And that's not even a word, okay? A cafetorium, that's not a thing. And I was like, you know what, that actually sounds like a cult, but I'm pretty lonely and depressed right now, so I'll give your cult a shot. And I went to this church, and it didn't even matter that I was in a cafetorium. And I went in this place, and the people were so excited, so welcoming. They smiled, they high-fived me. I mean, I was like, man, this is awesome. And then the worship started, and the music was really good. I'm a musician, and that really matters to me. Music was good, it was bumping. I was like, okay. The pastor came out, and he was funny and engaging, and it was incredible. And I don't remember a word of his message though. I didn't. It's often the case, right? I'm sorry. You're amazing, Pastor Randy. You're amazing if you're watching this. But the second that he said heads bowed, eyes closed, he gave me an opportunity to accept Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior. Man, I said, if this is what it looks like to be involved in a church, to know God, I want all of this. And so, man, he gave me the opportunity. I went all in. And here's the thing. Literally everything good in my life is because someone said yes. A group of people said yes to start that church in that elementary school cafetorium. I know Jesus. I have forgiveness of sins, a new life on earth, and my eternity is secured forever in heaven because a group of people said yes to just start a church. I know I have my wife. I met my wife at that church in the elementary school cafetorium. Our first date, we went to the Saturday night service there, and I took her to Sonic.
Woo!
And I said, "Girl, get whatever you want. What'd you get? You got French toast sticks?
French toast sticks.
Come on, them French toast sticks." So I met my wife. I have my wife because they said yes to start that church. We have our daughters, Ella and Paisley, because they said yes to start that church. I have freedom from my past because they started that church. I have a new purpose and a calling because they started that. Literally everything good in my life is because a normal group of people just like me and just like you said, you know what, God? We're going to say yes. We're going to start this church. We feel called to do this. And it literally changed everything in my life. And here's the deal. There are over 200,000 people in the Gainesville area that are not connected to a life-giving church. They're not going. And you know some of those people. You see them in your mind's eye right now. They're your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors, your classmates. You love these people. You care about these people. And I can't stand the thought that there are lost, broken, hurting, addicted people, just like we were, all of us, before we met Jesus. They're out there. You know them. And it breaks my heart that they're not connected to a life-giving church. They don't have a church like the one that I walked into and changed everything for me. And so we're going to say yes. We're going to do something about it, man. Yeah. We're going to create a place where your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors, the people that you've been thinking about, praying for, we're going to create a place where they can meet Jesus just like I did and have everything change for them, just like I did. And if you're out there, you're watching, and you're a Christian, you know Jesus, you know him because someone said yes for you. And so now it's our privilege, our honor, our responsibility by God to say yes for somebody else. So that's why we're starting Rally Church.
So if you've never heard of church planting before, you likely are thinking, how did you come about that? Like, what made you just want...
What does it mean to plant a church? Like, I don't even know.
What is making you want to plant a church? And how do you even sign up for a career like that?
It's a great question.
Yes.
So I told you about the church that I met Jesus in, I met my wife in. It was called Bayside Community Church. Great church in the Sarasota area of Florida. But we both were interns at that church. And we went away to a conference to serve pastors. And so at this conference, they worked us hard.
Yes, and every year we ended up on bathrooms. I don't know why our internship got those.
And we paid to do this too. Yes. So it was kind of stupid, but I'm glad we did it. So I was cleaning the bathrooms. So I was cleaning the men's bathrooms at this. It was really an arena. It was like a 3,500 seat arena church. It was crazy. So I had the prestigious job of cleaning the men's bathrooms, but you best believe I would clean those suckers, but then I would sneak into the sessions because I didn't want to miss the conference sessions. So I'd clean the bathrooms, and then I'd go sit in the nosebleeds. And I'll never forget Greg Surratt, who is the lead pastor of Seacoast Church in Charleston, South Carolina, and he is the president of the ARC, which is the Association of Related Churches, and that's actually the organization that we're partnering with to plant Rally Church. And so Greg Surratt, the president of the ARC, is on stage, and he's talking about statistics about how more people meet Jesus through planting churches, starting new churches. More people meet Jesus through church planting than anything else. Established churches, multi-site, crusade, you name it. We populate heaven best by planting new churches. And I just believe God spoke to my heart up in the nosebleed section after cleaning the bathrooms, a 22-year-old intern. God said, Nick, I want you to start a church and reach people far from God. And really, from that moment, it's been a 10-year journey, about a decade. Yeah. Every single decision that we've made together in our marriage and in our life has been for this moment to launch Rally Church right now. That's why I went to go help start a church several years ago.
We started a business at that time just to pay the bills, to be part of starting a church, to be on the ground floor of learning. Yeah. That's why you went back to college.
Yep, to get my master's in theological studies.
Yeah. I mean, literally every decision we made, even something as simple, so a lot of people is buying a car. Like, that was all filtered through Rally Church. How do we still save as much as possible for Rally Church?
Yeah. And we've owned the domain names for how many years now?
We're 4 years that we've had the domains. From the time we really felt like God gave us that name Rally, which you'll share more about in just a minute because it's just so powerful. But from the time that we really got that name for the church, we immediately got online, bought every domain you could come up with that had Rally Church.
That's right. You can't start a Rally Church. I own it all.
Yeah, and I don't even know how much money we've invested into just the domains now. But it was ours, and we were believing that God was going to bring this church one day. And for some reason, he's chosen the middle of coronavirus. So,
Yep.
And that is what he had for us. But the name, you've got to share about Rally Church. So why the name Rally?
So why the name Rally Church? So in Matthew 16:18, it's a verse that you've probably heard before if you've been in church any amount of time. Jesus says, I will build my church, and the gates of hell won't prevail against it. That word church is the Greek word ekklesia, which doesn't mean an organization. It doesn't mean a building. It doesn't mean a religion. Jesus said, I will build my church. And what that word means, what that word meant when he said it, was a gathering of people united around a common cause. Jesus says, I'm going to build a gathering of people united around my cause. What's a rally? A rally is a gathering of people united around a common cause. Jesus said 2,000 years ago, in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere, that I'm going to build a rally of people around my cause, the cause of Christ. So we're going to build Jesus Rally. So Rally Church, it's actually not just a really cool sounding name, but a super biblical, theologically dense, and it preaches. There's levels to this. So Rally means a gathering of people united around a common cause, but Rally also means, to come back to victory after being down in defeat, like the team rallied at halftime, or they rallied to win the war. So we're going to rally together at Rally Church. We're going to come together, we're going to rally together so that we can rally back as individuals and all be comeback stories to the glory of God. So get ready to rally. Isn't that the coolest name you ever heard in your life? I know! So another question you might have is, what's the vision? What's the mission? Like, what is Rally Church gonna be all about? What's the mission?
And we love keeping it simple. So at Rally Church, we're going to love God, love people, and change the world. And all of those things came straight from Jesus.
That's
and
right.
we really believe if we just focus on what Jesus told us to do,
That's it.
it's going to be okay.
That's right, yeah.
So that is where our vision came from, straight from Jesus.
Yeah, so listening to Jesus is a good idea. So that's what we're going to do. So Jesus was asked one time by a teacher of the religious law back in the day. He said, hey, look, what's the most important commandment? So, like, I don't want to do all the stuff. What's the most important thing? I need to make sure I'm doing
Keep it simple. Give me one.
Give it a thing. Jesus said, well, I'm going to give you two. All right, I can't give you one, I'm going to give you two. He said, the most important commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. He said, that's the most important thing. But the second is equally as important. He said, love your neighbor as yourself. So Jesus said the great commandment is love God, love people. So that's why the first two parts of our mission is love God, love people. And then the third part is, so love God, love people, change the world. The last thing that Jesus told us to do, he said, hey, before he ascended, he said, hey, go into all the world. Tell them about me. Baptize them and teach them to follow me. And I'm going to be with you to the very, very end of this thing. Is the Great Commission. Is to go change the world. So really, I think if we just do what Jesus said, great commandment, great commission, love God, love people, change the world, we're going to be okay. That's what we do at Rally Church. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it Jesus. And we're going to love God, love people, and change the world.
So hopefully we have answered a lot of those questions you had about Rally Church, but we'd love to leave you with this last thought.
So I came across a study several years back, and it really has changed my perspective on life in totality. There's a study, a sociological study, of 50 95-year-olds. So 50 people who are all over the age of 95. So they all know the end is near, and they did a survey of all of these people. And they asked them one question. What would you do different? If you could do it all over again, what would you change about your life? And I know, it's crazy. And then two of the answers, the top answers, really stood out to me. Mm-hmm. So asking these 95-year-olds, what would you do different? The first thing they said, I wish I would have taken more risk. Like, I wish I'd have just gone for it. Now I'm full of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Like, I wish I wouldn't have let failure and fear get in the way. I wish I'd have stepped out in faith and done something that I wanted to do. And so I'm just excited that's not going to be us.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to be old, holding hands on some rocking chairs, sipping some sweet tea, full of regrets. We're going all in. We're going all in for Rally Church, and
we have been for 10
years. So we honestly don't know anything else.
Yeah,
we don't.
We're just so used to it.
Yeah, you cut us, we're gonna bleed Rally Church, and I might cut you back. I don't know. But these people that were near the end, they said, I wish I'd have gone for it, not been afraid of failure. And so maybe God's tugging on your heart. Maybe you've been watching our stuff on social media. This is your first time with us, or someone invited you, and maybe you feel something, like something's different. You feel like God might be speaking to your heart. Man, step out. Join us. Man, don't let the fear of failure stop you. I mean, step out. Don't be full of shoulda, coulda, wouldas on your deathbed. Come on, let's go change the world together. So the first thing that they said is, I wish I'd have risked more. And the second one is so applicable to us as followers of Jesus. If you're not watching, by the way, man, I'm super glad you're here. You can just keep on coming back. You don't have to believe we believe to belong here at Rally Church. Man, I'm so glad that you would give your time to this. But the second answer was, I wish I would have done more things that would live on after I die. And so I don't want to end this like all morbid and stuff. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. But here's the God's honest truth. And we know this now more than ever with the coronavirus situation going on. We will all die one day. Every single one of us. No one gets out of this place alive. There will come a moment for every single one of us where our heart stops beating for the very last time. Bump, bump, bump. Where your lungs expand for the last time. And you step out of this life and into the next. That moment is coming for you and for me and for every single one of you out there watching right now. We're all going to die one day. And I know as followers of Jesus, we all want to hear these words. We're going to see Jesus face to face. And we all want to hear, I don't mean to cry at home. This is silly. We all want to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. I'm so proud of you. You did what I asked you to do. You loved me. You loved people. You changed the world. Come be with me forever. Well done, good and faithful servant. And so if you're on the fence about being a part of Rally Church, that's okay. But I know you want to hear those words. I know when you see Jesus face to face, you want to hear him say, I'm proud of you. You did it. Not, you don't want to hear, well, you're done. You want to hear, well done. And so if God's speaking into your heart, I just believe that we're going to be at church. We're going to ripple. We're going to impact. Whatever we do is going to echo into eternity. We're going to reach a lot of people. We're going to baptize a lot of people. We're going to see so many of your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors, your classmates, your teachers. We're going to see lives changed, eternities transformed, marriages turned around, addicts set free, the excluded included, people that were empty and have no purpose now filled with purpose, being a light in their community, completely changing the world. We're going to see so much of that, and I just want to invite you to be along. No pressure, nothing, but man, I am full of faith. I believe God's going to do something incredible, and I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to be full of fear and not have taken the risk. And I want you to be a part and have the joy that we feel changing people's eternity and doing things that echo forever. And so we just want to leave you with that. I'm crying. Thank you so much for joining us for our first ever online interest event. So what do they do now? What's the next step?
So now that you have joined us and you've hopefully had a lot of those questions answered about Rally Church and what it looks like to be part of the launch team, visit rallychurch.com and click the Join the Team button, and that'll take you to a place where you can fill out our online interest form, which will just help us stay connected with you so that we can keep you updated on what we have going on as we're getting ready to launch Rally Church and what team events we have for our launch team as we're continuing to prepare and just continue to grow together, get to know each other so that we're ready to launch the church, hopefully in September this year.
That's right. Yeah, if you go and you click join the team, fill out that form, you'll get invited to all of our private, exclusive, very fancy online events that you can't get to now, and so you're going to want to be a part of those. They're really cool. But seriously, whether you join the team or not, please let us know how we can pray for you. This is a really weird time in our country. There's a lot of fear, anxiety. There's uncertainty about what the new normal even looks like after all this is passed. So please let us be a resource to you. Reach out to us. Go to our website. You can connect with us there. Fill out the forms. We have your email. We can get up with you. Whether you join the team or not, we do want to help you and pray for you and be a support to you in that way. So please, seriously reach out. We'd love to help you in any way that we possibly can. And so I do appreciate you being a part. Let me pray for you, your family, and let's get ready to rally. Come on, let me pray for you. Lord, I thank you that we live in a time that by way of technology we can do this. It's just incredible. But God, right now, I just pray for everybody that feels like they may have a tug on their heart to be a part of the Rally Church launch team. Lord, I pray that any fear or uncertainty, that they can bust through that they cannot fear failure, they can risk it, they can do things that are going to live on after they die, Lord. And I thank you that you're going to bless them as they move towards you, as they move into the calling that you have for their life, that we're going to say yes to starting this church so that so many people can say yes to you, Jesus, as a result. Start a church just like the one that I met Jesus and I met you in, Lord. And so that's our prayer. Start a church that only you get credit for, God. That's our heart's cry. Let it be a church so incredible that people say there's no way that they could have done this. They're not that good. Lord, this is you. This is something different. And so, God, I pray that this is a church that changes Gainesville and beyond for your glory. And right now, Lord, as everything's going on with COVID-19, Lord, I just pray in Jesus' name that it's gone, that people are healed, that everyone listening to this stays safe and healthy, them, their children, their friends, their family. Lord, cover them, protect them. Lord, bless them. Financially, this is a tough time for everybody. So, Lord, I pray that you just provide, you come through, make a way where there was no way. Lord, bless them, help them. Let them know right now that they're never alone, never without help. I thank you that you are the good shepherd. You're going to lead us through this. Yes. We trust you. We thank you and we love you. It's in Jesus' name. And everybody said, come on, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Please go to rallychurch.com, join the team button, fill out that form so we can connect with you. We can't wait to build a relationship with you and change the world together.